Hey y'all, Bonnie-Jill Laflin here, and another episode of Wild Beauty Unfiltered. And I've got my girls, Jess and Maggie, and we're so happy that you were able to watch our first episode. So make sure you go to YouTube and you hit like and subscribe because we're going to be giving you so much more, educating you on peptides, health, wellness, and all the good stuff. And a lot of questions. I don't know if y'all got these, Jess and Mags, but I got a lot of questions. Like people going, I'm scared to do peptides. I've been wanting to. Then people asking me, "Well, why is it not working?" All the things. So we'll get into that on this episode. Maggie, first of all, what is the biggest mistake that people are doing when they are using peptides?
Starting a peptide without a plan, no protocol, no medical oversight. Girl, I could go on and on. These people are just straight Wild West in these peptides and no guidance, no plan. And that's probably the biggest thing I've seen. What about you, Jess?
Honestly, I feel like the extreme high dosing, especially for GLPs, I feel like people think, oh, the higher the dose, the better results. When in reality, no, that's just adding to the dumpster fire that's probably going on prior to starting the GLPs, right? So it's really just about getting a proper dosing and utilizing it as a supportive tool for a good diet and lifestyle type of thing combined with the GLPs. That's where you're going to get the optimal results and you're actually going to feel good. But on the backside, people are just trying so much to just rely on this medication and thinking that these high doses are what they're supposed to be doing when in reality it just causes a lot of bad side effects.
Yeah. And I also was asked by a couple people, they were asking me, okay, I've been on peptides. How come I'm not losing weight? Or how come I'm not seeing a difference in my skin or different things? I don't know what y'all know, but the biggest thing that I just think of is that you should still make sure that you're keeping up, like working out, or, if you're, some of the people aren't working out at all. So working out, nutrition, all of that. And I think y'all ladies could be a little more precise on what that looks like.
Yeah, yeah. So definitely it's a tool. And we talk to people about this. Jess and I talk to people about this all the time, that this is a tool to be utilized in conjunction with a healthy lifestyle, diet, exercise, nutrition, all of these things. It is not a substitute for those things, which we see a lot of. And it is incredibly important to have the strength training, the protein intake, the water intake, the fiber intake, and then supportive nutrition, and then those lifestyle changes. I always say that this is a tool to be used with those things, not in place of.
Absolutely. And that's, one of it kind of leads to one of the biggest misconceptions. Everybody's like, oh, the GLP is going to eat my muscle mass. The medication itself does not eat your muscle mass, people. It's the extreme caloric deficit that does that. And that's also coming into the dosing too high. The point is to just starve yourself to skinny. Anybody can do that. It's really just about utilizing it as the right tool in
Mhm.
conjunction with that healthy lifestyle, and you're going to be able to keep your muscle mass just fine and come in lean and cut up if you do it right, but obviously if you're just relying on the medication and starving yourself, that's actually what causes the muscle loss, not the medication itself.
Right. Yeah, because I see so many people, and if you're one of these people, I'm really sorry, but, why do they take these GLPs and, Mounjaro, I think that's how you say it, and, what's the one that's big that everyone takes to lose
Ozempic.
weight?
Take
Ozempic, and
girls lose.
now they look like skinny with their skin hanging off. I mean, I'm just
Uh-huh.
gonna say because they don't work out. They're just, like, taking this, and then they don't look healthy to me. So, with that being said, Mags, Jess, what can people do? I mean, besides working out, I'm assuming nutrition as well, correct?
Well, and the thing is, like Jess said, when we're talking about dosing, a lot of times these people that look like what you're talking about have lost massive amounts of weight really fast. So they were basically malnutritioned, starving, and so
Yeah.
they look like their skin's hanging off. They've lost all
Yeah,
this.
they look like a deflated Barney, like, they're just
Yes,
like
yeah, and a lot of times that
Barney.
is
well, I mean, you know what I mean, kind of? I mean,
yes,
yeah.
and they
Solid,
do,
solid
yeah.
explanation.
It is, I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, their doses, like, they're probably doses too high, they're, like, starving themselves. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
a good plan.
They're not
That
really getting a plan either. That's the
Yeah, they're not.
problem, is that there's no real education in the space. It's like, okay, well, here's
Mhm.
your medication from your provider. Now what? There's no education on like, hey, you need to eat protein, you need to move your body, you need to drink your water. I mean, they're literally just getting this prescription and saying, see you, bye. I'll check back in 3 months to see if you need a refill or if we need to adjust your dosing. There's no proper education on the lifestyle that should go along with it, because the lifestyle in general is probably one of the reasons why you got in the hole in the first place. Aside
Mm,
from just aging and hormones and, all that kind of stuff that happens, but the bad stuff really starts to happen when they're just relying on the medication. But I mean, you really can't fault people either, because they're not getting the proper education generally from their provider either.
right.
Yeah, and I think that makes a big difference when I started this, that Maggie was able to walk me through everything, and I think too many people are kinda trying to figure it out on their own, and that's a recipe for disaster. So I hope it's okay, Maggie. I'm, like, starting to give people your email and Jess.
Heck yeah. Send it my way. I love
Because
to.
people I can only say it works. I can't tell you exactly how to go about it. I mean, I was taking it every day and had no idea why I was running out so quickly until until Maggie's like, "No, it's set on the bottle, but I don't read." 2 to
Yeah.
3, days a week, and now I think it's 5 I'm doing, but
Yeah, it is
I think it's
5 now.
just little things like that you just don't know, or when to cycle off and cycle back on. I mean, you can't just figure it out on your own. You have to have someone who has the background and obviously the knowledge, the license to be able to tell you what to do.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why medical insight's so important too. It helps you feel safe,
Mhm.
because the prescribers are not gonna prescribe a peptide that is contraindicated in in someone, and so it's always nice to have that oversight, especially if you've never used one before, or you have pre-existing illnesses, or you're on a bunch of medications, which most of the country is.
Yeah.
Really just want to make sure people are doing it right. That's one of the reasons why we do what we do, and we kind of provide that extra white glove service for people, because we know that these are amazing tools. They really are. I mean, when you look at the clinical literature, when people do it right, compared to also what we're seeing with our own clients. I mean, I've literally trained thousands of people over the last 19 years I've been in health and wellness. And I've never seen something so incredible in this realm. I really haven't.
Mhm.
But again, it's when you use it right. And so that's the biggest thing that we're huge advocates for, is utilizing these therapies properly through medical oversight, making sure they're coming from sterile and safe environments, but also giving you that back end protocol to give you the tools to do it right.
Ooh, that's a
And
good one.
I didn't even know Mag what'd you say, Mag?
That was a good one. That I forgot. Yeah, like research grade versus pharmaceutical grade. Oh, Lord have
Mhm.
don't even
Yes,
get me.
okay, so I wanted to get into that because we talked about that, earlier today. Let
Mhm.
people know, Maggie and Jess, like, what is the difference between the 2, because I think there's a misconception there of what it is and if it's gonna give you the same value as it would, the right way.
Maggie,
You
you take it away. I can't shut you up about this one, so you can go
I know.
first.
Girl, I get all up in this. So, a majority of the peptides that we are seeing on social media are research grade. And
Mhm.
the issue with these are research grade, or they call them gray market or black market, or, whatever, Uncle Fred is selling out of his freaking garage. The there is no way, there
Damn,
is no
Fred.
God, Fred. Anyway, they are how it works is basically there is no way for you to know exactly what you're getting. Long story short, there's no COAs, there's no testing, there's nobody to be held responsible because these are not intended for human use, period. They're for research only. And in fact, if someone is selling these to you, by law, they cannot give you medical advice on this, on how to use. So what they're doing is they're selling you a peptide that you get to mix yourself at home, in your sterile hood. Uh, and, Fred's garage. The
Yeah, yeah.
You mix it home. They don't give you any dosing. They don't give you I mean, they could
Oh,
give you some paperwork, but who knows where the hell it came from. And what happens is if you use this and you have a reaction, or, I've had people have horrible reactions and call me and be like, "What the
what do I
heck?"
do?
There's no way to know what it was.
Yeah.
There's They had no medical oversight. They didn't use a 503A compounding pharmacy that does purity testing and all of this stuff. I've had someone else call me and said that they had an anaphylactic reaction to a peptide. I'm not trying to scare anyone here, but these were peptides that they bought from people who the people probably didn't even know what they had. I had a lady buy a smeglutide, which she thought was tirzepatide. The dosing is very different.
Yes, yeah.
She received 10 to 12 times the recommended dose because they mixed the vials up. And then she ended up in the ER incredibly ill, and then she calls me and she's like, "I can't find this lady on social media
Of
anymore."
course
And
you
I'm like,
can't.
Yeah.
"No
Yeah.
shit."
Yeah.
Yeah, out of control. Well,
Yeah.
even like I was watching someone promote their online peptide company research grade the other day, and they're sitting there talking about all these peptides, and they had them all out there. In the background, there's straight up cobwebs and
Oh
dust. Like,
gosh.
I'm not.
Ew.
Seriously, I screenshotted it and sent to Maggie. I was like, dude, at least you could clean up your
Yes.
space and make it look sterile.
I know, I'm like, "Look, it's a freaking pharmacy, F-A-R-M,
Yeah.
big
Yeah,
barn,
and then
pharmacy."
barn. Like, God.
Oh,
You
wow.
know,
Yeah.
and I've had breast cancer, right? So I fully am aware of the fact of the matter, you get one body, and it's not worth the risk. I mean, that's, and to each their own. You know, if you've done your quote unquote research and you want to go down that route, more power to you. No shade over here, but it's just good for people to know that there actually is a difference. And I mean, there's been people that have come to us and they've done research grade peptides, got absolutely zero results, and then came here and got phenomenal results. But it's like, what were they injecting themselves with in the first place? And these
Yeah.
things do very specific biological things in the body. They signal things for your body to do. It's not just like
Yeah.
popping a vitamin or
Mm.
something like that. These are chemical reactions in the body that can trigger good or bad things, or even when it comes down to the dosing. There's just so many gray areas. And like I said, having had breast cancer, I'm like, I'm not risking that. You know,
Yeah.
I need to have an environment that is less favorable for cancer to grow, not putting bacteria or LPSs and all that stuff in there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and just risking it for a result. It's just not
Yeah.
worth it.
Yeah.
So
I
riddle me this, where are the peptides supposed to come? Because someone said that they're getting their peptides from China. And so I was
Well,
like, is that where they come from or no?
yeah,
Like,
the raw materials do come from China, but the thing is, like, we're
okay, so they do
actually
that. So they do come from, okay.
yes, and then they are compounded, some of them, like, from pharmacies are compounded, like, mixed together in the United States, but one of the coolest things actually here, what, by the end of the month or maybe next month, I can't remember,
Yeah.
we will be the only telehealth company manufacturing our own APIs, so raw materials for peptides in the United States. We will be the only
Oh,
one.
wow.
We already have the building, even our pharmacy partner, he is very, big on like, okay, this, you're looking at China, like you're looking at quote unquote, not our biggest ally, you could say that,
Yep.
is in control of our medications, right? And
Yeah.
Mhm.
that's kind of sketchy. If you're going to try to take out somebody, what better way to do it, right?
With
So
peptides.
yeah, bringing it to the United States and
Yeah.
being able to do that, that's going to be a huge thing for us, and we're going to be doing
Yeah.
that very soon. Everything's already in the works.
See, I
We're
love that because a
testing.
lot of people
Mhm.
were asking me. They were like, "Well, I get it from China. Does that mean that it's okay?" And you know me, I didn't know anything. I'm like, "No, I don't think so, but let me find out. I don't think
Yeah,
it's supposed to
yeah,
come from
yeah.
China, but I guess
Mhm.
it is. All right."
Well, it depends. Yeah, if it's a research grade peptide from China, that hasn't been tested or whatever, like it's
Or
yeah,
compounded in a sterile pharmacy.
compounded in a sterile pharmacy. That's the other thing too is they are so sensitive. These are little bitty short chain amino acids that if you
Uh-huh.
don't mix them right in Uncle Fred ain't mixing them right in his garage, you're, for lack of a better term, pissing in the wind because you just damaged the peptide and there's no way for you to know that you could just be injecting bacteriostatic water into you
Wow.
and get charged $150 a month or whatever. But yeah, it's
It's the
crazy.
Wild West.
It is the Wild West. That's why we loved that we found this company because we were like, we need a safe place for people to go
Mhm.
because we know
Yeah.
they work. And everybody's so confused and there's so much freaking noise out there and there's so many people that are like, take this, do this, take that. And we're like, no, we need to have a safe place that we can
Mhm.
send people where they can get quality peptides.
Mhm.
And so we have our link, right? Mags, like at the
Yes.
bottom or somewhere where people can go and be able to then look and see, like, there's longevity and all the different, peptides, weight loss, etcetera, and then they can reach out to y'all if they are trying to figure out what is best. Like, because I didn't know, like, when I was talking to Maggie, I was like, "Okay, well, yeah, who doesn't want better skin or collagen when as you get older or muscle tone, helping with inflammation?" But there's so many things, right, that you're not sure what to start with.
Yeah, yeah. And so too, and I'll put your link at the bottom and in the description and all that stuff. But the link that you go into, there is a quiz in there too. So if you're confused about which path might be best for you, we have a very intelligent quiz. It's way out of my pay, I don't know how that shit works. But anyway, you go in
In
and
the
you
cloud.
answer some very yeah, it's some cloud thing probably or who knows. But you go in and you answer these questions, and it will help you decide which path is going to work best for you.
Mhm.
And you can go in and fill it out as many times as you want as your, um, maybe your goals change or this what you're struggling with changes or your age changes or whatever. You can go in and fill that out, and it helps you send you down the correct path. And then, of course, you always have access to us. I get on calls all day, every day.
And what I will say is that it's very quick. I remember the first time I did it, it's like immediately you get a text message saying that a doctor's reviewing your questionnaire, everything, and then they get back to you and then you're able to get it shipped to you and it comes in like 2 days, like FedEx. Like it's so quick, which is
Yeah,
I've heard other
yeah.
people say they wait like 7 to 10 days to get anything.
Yeah, no, it's really good, and sometimes, depending on the peptide and if there's, like, a mass influx of like, when we get new peptides, sometimes it may take a little bit longer if we get a whole bunch of people ordering at the same time, but yeah, no, it's super streamlined, efficient, I love it.
Also, those little things that y'all give us now, it's
The
like
water
a
bottle! Yeah,
Oh
I wish I had
yeah.
one. I
oh,
shoulda grabbed one.
it's a water bottle?
Yes!
Yeah. It's like a
Wow.
travel case.
I
She's
thought it
got
was
it
I
all.
thought it was for to bring when I go. I thought I kept it cold, and then when I go travel, I put it in
Yes,
there.
Yeah,
yes, you
it's
can.
both.
You can.
It's both.
Oh,
Okay.
look at you.
Mhm.
Okay, it's both. I
Yeah,
thought it was just to
yeah.
keep my peptides when I travel. Okay. Oh,
Yeah, and it
yeah.
comes with the little torpedo ice packs that
Yeah.
fit down in there too. Yeah, it's super
Mhm.
And do I
Super
keep
mhm.
handy.
those? Those are the ones I keep
Yeah,
frozen, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I think
Okay.
somebody we were talking about this in a group text, and they're good to fly with unless they're not frozen. So they might pull
Oh,
them out
yes,
if they're
because
not
then it's
completely
considered
frozen.
liquid.
Yeah. So,
Mhm.
but they do sell Amazon sells like these little packs because Lainey's a type 1 diabetic, so she's been on peptides longer than all of us.
Yeah, I remember you
Um,
told me that.
Insulin is a peptide, and so she has a little container or a little cooler thing with a thermometer on it, and she puts ice packs in it, and off we go.
So
So,
I should be carrying it on though, right? I shouldn't be checking it.
yeah, we carry it on. I don't check.
Okay.
I don't know that I've
And it doesn't really matter just as long as it stays cold, you
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Uh, and if it's in
Okay.
your bag, it's obviously in a case too, it's gonna be protected, so it's not you can do either way.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I carry hers on just because she has to have it.
Of
Yeah,
course.
I
Of
just don't want
course.
them to lose my bag.
Right,
Yeah.
right, like, I
I
don't but
I'm
depends
just
on how
scared to
many
go
peptides
through
I'm on.
TSA and they're like, "Oh, ma'am, your little torpedo ice things are melted. Now we're gonna take your stuff away
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
because there's be too much liquid." But I guess I'll just figure that out and let y'all know what happens.
Yeah, keep us posted.
Because I'm always on a plane. Lastly, I know we wanted to get into talking about how people choose to lose weight, right? So we were speaking on there's so many different things, new things that are always coming out, and people always try it. Like going back to I don't know, Jess, Maggie, you were talking about when you first got on when you were trying to lose weight. It was like I remember like
Hydroxy.
Xenadrin. Do you remember this thing called Xenadrin or like I don't know what it was. It was like
Oh,
Freaking
it's an old thing.
hydroxycut, dude.
Yeah, an
what?
oxy elite
Yeah.
pro.
Well, had that in there, and I remember you took it. It was basically you're on crack, right? And you didn't
Yes.
know, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're all shaking. I'm fine. At least I'm skinny.
yeah.
Yeah, and not that I know it is to be on crack, but I just know that I felt like speedy, and then you get kind of mean, and then you're like super strong, and I don't know. It just seemed like it was like not good. I don't know, whatever it
No.
was in that. But I remember all the girls who I cheered with in dances, we would take that. So the girls would either take that, or they would do cocaine, or they wouldn't eat. So those are the three options.
All in
Those
game plan.
That was it. They're all very, very healthy ways to lose weight, but that's what everyone did, and I remember that, and it was like or water pills, but they were like illegal water pills
Oh, yeah. I
from
did
like
water pills
India or
too.
something. I don't know what there was in
Oh,
those
did you
either,
guys do
but
what about the HCG drops? Remember them that was a thing? Did you guys get in on
I
that?
never did that.
Oh
I
my
did
god, the
I think
HCG
it was
drops.
really expensive back
oh, was
then,
that the
wasn't
one
it?
you
Yeah, you put the drops under your tongue, and
yeah,
then yeah. I have, like, the white trash version of weight loss because like, I did those drops, I did the hydroxy cut that you could get at Walmart, and then that
yeah, there's
freaking
called
trash bag
Xenadrin
suit
stuff in it,
the
yeah.
trash bag suit, where it made you just freaking sweat like
Yes,
gallons
Oh,
inside the
and then
trash.
they came out on the news, and they're like, "Who's taking this? 3,000 people have died," and you're like, "Oh, wow."
yeah. I
Yeah,
remember actually going into GNC to get like a refill and they're like, "Oh, that was recalled." And the
yes.
worst part about my brain was like, "How can I get it though?"
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
Okay,
like,
so where do I
"Oh
go? Like,
no."
where's the black market guy that I can go
Yeah.
on the streets and like, hey, can
Yeah.
I buy some of my
Bread.
Oxycut
Bread.
and a gun? Yeah,
Like, get your ass
basically.
over here. I need some hydroxy cut.
Yeah,
Okay.
where's Fred? Where's Fred when you need him? God
Yeah.
dang.
But
You
yeah,
know,
so many
yeah,
ways. I mean, so it has evolved because I just remember, like,
Yeah.
when I was cheering,
oh,
especially for Cowboys, we only had a 2-pound leeway, so we could only be, 2 pounds over, 2 pounds under, and that's why girls were just literally doing anything they could, and I was 112 pounds. What was yeah, that was my goal weight, 120. So I could go 14 or 110, but you couldn't go under
Did you
that.
have to weigh every week?
No, every week, every
every
day.
day. Oh, shit balls.
Yeah,
Dude, I
and
could
then, like,
gain
if you're,
I
like,
could
on your period, like, girls, like, you, like, hold water and stuff, and so I just remember girls just, like, I mean, literally just I just felt bad because everyone was doing their own thing, whatever. I was good about usually keeping my weight, and sometimes I just wouldn't eat, and I was fine. But, I
Oh,
mean, yeah, I think coming from modeling and dancing and ballerina, you're
yeah,
like, "Oh, you don't eat, it's fine. You haven't eaten
yeah.
2 days," you know? But one girl
Oh,
passed out, and she was like, I don't know, it was bad, and she was just out, and Kelly was like, "Oh, what's wrong with her?" 'Cause she was just, and then one of the girls was like, "Ma'am, she hasn't eaten in a week."
oh my gosh. Trying to make weight?
And,
yeah.
like, girls were just always just so, like, you could just see, like, people didn't they
Oh,
didn't the girls didn't have energy to, like, I don't know, I
Or be
mean
like
I don't
emotionally a wreck, I feel like, because when training girls for shows, like bodybuilding shows, I'm telling you that last 4
well,
weeks when you start
know.
cut
Yeah.
like, I mean, their husbands are calling me and be like, "What are you doing? They're
oh,
different." I'm like, "Just give it a few more weeks, it's gonna be fine."
They're
dude, I was just
different.
dumb. I was
Yeah.
just dumb. I'm like,
Yeah.
I ain't got enough freaking carbs up here. I'd come out of the motel room 6 times in a row and go the wrong freaking way. I'm like, "You've been here for
Really?
2 days. What are you doing?" You're like,
Well,
it was
because your
just dumb.
brain, you're so foggy and stuff when you don't eat right and you have no
Yeah,
clarity
Mhm.
and you're just like, "Oh,"
yeah.
like, yeah, it's
Dude,
not
see, look at
good.
us. We can survive a freaking apocalypse. I mean, running around in trash
Yeah.
bag suits and taking
Oh, dude.
hydroxycut.
Yeah.
She
Men
can go
don't
out
even
eating.
know. Like, they're so much weaker than us. They could never. I tell my husband, I'm like, "If there was an economic disaster, straight up, you're not gonna survive. Because like, if you don't have a snack, I don't even know." I was like, "I'm gonna have to feed you."
Well, and guys are bad. They get hangry and they get so mean and they're like I mean,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
girls do too, but it's a different type. Guys can't
Yeah.
do like, there's no way I mean, maybe, but a lot of guys cannot do what we've had to do throughout
No,
careers and different
No.
things for, like, body,
Yeah.
no,
No.
you
No way.
know?
No way.
it's
No.
not empty. Maybe
Mm-mm.
it's all the hormones that we have that make us able to do this.
Oh my gosh. Dang. I don't know.
You know? That's
Uh,
it. That's the kicker because they're super simple, right? They're just like they got this little stuff or whatever. Us, we batshit. You know what I'm
no,
saying?
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
At least there's some positive to that. Like we will survive if anything ever happens.
Oh, absolutely. Crazy is
Yeah.
very effective.
We're
Yeah.
Yeah,
very resilient.
yeah.
People
It's
get all bent
it's
out of
not
shape
all
if
that
the girl
bad.
starts
It's not
acting
all that
crazy.
I
The
mean,
ladies start acting crazy, people step back.
yeah,
bad.
it's
Yeah.
true. I mean, all of us have probably been I mean, I know I've been to hell and back and maybe another 3 times around, and I'm like, "I'm still here."
Look at me go. You could have used peptides so much back then. Oh my
Oh gosh,
god.
could
Oh, I
you
know.
imagine if we had it back then when I was oh wow, that would have been so much easier for all of us
Dude,
dancers and models and oh my gosh. So we'd
dude,
also just
it's
been like, poking us with our syringes. And now I can do it so easy, just
Or
poke it everywhere. Now Maggie,
yeah.
you'd be proud of me. Now I can like feed the dogs while I'm like giving
yeah.
me my shot. And I don't have to I used to ice my whole ass and be like, okay, okay, I think I can do it. And now I can do it. I'm like, yes, I'm good. Yeah. So
Turned her into a
You've come
savage.
a long way. You've come
You've
a
come
long way.
but I
oh,
think this is helpful. I think it is helpful also that we're getting feedback on what people wanna know and questions and
right.
stuff because 'cause I've been getting so many messages and so many people are like, they're scared to, like, take that jump, and so I've just said, if they can speak to y'all, I think that would help to keep their mind at ease and be able to now start this journey and figure out how it looks like for them.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I am more than willing to talk to whoever, whenever. So send them
Mhm.
my way.
Well,
No
yeah, and
problem.
just really just being the advocates for people doing it right because like we've said before, these therapies really are life-changing and when you do it right, it's not just to obviously the results are great, but if we can increase true quality of life and add that longevity factor in there, I mean, it's all about living younger longer and looking
Yeah.
good and feeling good doing it.
Yep.
Exactly. Well, this was great. Episode 2 now in the books, and then we'll be back for episode 3 next week. So thanks, y'all. Make sure to click like, subscribe, and we will be back next week with Wild Beauty Unfiltered. I'm Bonnie-Jill Laflin for Maggie and Jess. We'll be back. Bye.